Hi, I'm Dr. Lance K. Ewing with Lone Star Medical Solutions, and this is 30 Days to a Better Back, day number 2. Today's tip was I used in practice for 16 years as a chiropractor and was probably the most common question I would get from my patients ever. And the question is, what is the best way to sleep for my low back pain and or sciatica? Today's tip can quite literally make the difference between a good night's sleep and a bad one, or even no sleep at all. Now let's take a minute to discuss and correlate sleep habits with chronic back pain and sciatica. In general, chronic pain is the thief that robs us every day of pleasures that can easily spill over into every aspect of our daily life, from relationships with our significant other, children, family, friends, coworkers, and bosses. A good night's sleep is critical to the possibility of waking up to a good day. Back in our early 20s, most of us could stay up all night studying or talking with friends and make it up the next night or two with little residual effects. Sure, maybe we had an extra trip during the day to the coffee shop or anything with caffeine, but for the most part, we made it through the day without much trouble. Now imagine adding 20, 30, or more years to that same body, throw in a back pain and sciatica, and instead of one bad night's sleep, let's make it 5 in a row. Now try to jump out of bed with the energy, vibrance, and vitality to tackle the day, so everyone around thinks that you're just fine. You see the point? Those around you don't know what happened, and they long forgot what it was like to lose a night's sleep while hurting the entire time. The hands down best sleep position for back pain and sciatica that won't cost you a dime is coming up. The solution is to lay on your side with a long pillow between your knees from top to bottom, all the way across. The key is the pillow should be thick enough so you don't feel your knees touching, and should extend from just above the knees all the way to your ankles. This keeps your pelvis aligned without the support being between your ankles. One foot has to cross over the other, putting your hips off center. So imagine doing that for 8 hours a night. So your ankles are instead of like this or like this. And if you don't have a long pillow, no worries, just try using a thick comforter to get similar results. Although you may need to eventually get a pillow if you live in a hot summer climate, such as I do in Texas. For a visual, your body should be in the same position on its side as it would be standing straight up, with your feet at 4 to 6 inches apart. This is a habit, and good habits, good or bad, are hard to break. So start out in the proper position and keep at it until your body stays that way throughout the night. Turn to the other side as needed while maintaining the same position. The takeaway is, notice how aligned your low back feels at the beginning of each day. Take advantage of a renewed sense of energy as you tackle your day with less pain and more smiles. Now, bonus tip for neck pain sufferers, please read this even if it doesn't apply to you. At the very least, you'll look like a genius around the water cooler at work when you help somebody else to sleep better without neck pain. Many people wake up every day with a crick in the neck after sleeping throughout the night. Good money is spent on fancy pillows and other gadgets when the solution is typically straightforward. The solution is to sleep with one pillow, medium firm, that fits the gap in between your ear and the tip of your shoulder. This is the gap. Everybody's gap is different. It almost sounds too simple, I know, because many people are guilty of stacking 2 or more pillows together or folding one over onto itself subconsciously to fill the gap that we talked about between the ear and the shoulder. The problem is this sleep pattern cannot be duplicated exactly every night. Multiple pillows shift and a single one folded over nearly always comes unfolded again during some point at the night. Find a medium firm pillow that fits that gap. Every person's gap is different. Just like we discussed with the low back position, we want your head to be supported in a neutral position. Too little support and your head will gravitate to an odd angle towards the mattress. And too much support, if the pillow's on this side, and your head will have the tendency to go in the opposite direction towards the ceiling for 8 hours a night. Imagine sleeping on this for 8 hours every night. This is a habit, and habits, good or bad, are hard to break. So the takeaway is, notice how aligned your neck feels at the start of each day. Below is a quick sleep guide that we'll talk about for the best and worst position. The best position is sleeping on your side with a pillow or comforter between your knees and ankles all the way across, and one medium firm pillow under your head, keeping your head straight. The next is sleeping on your back with a small pillow under your knees and a single medium firm pillow under your head. And the absolute worst position is sleeping on your stomach with your head turned to the side. Just don't do it. Don't get caught up with any of the product pictures that are coming just yet. Sure, they're great, and we have a lot of them available at the best prices for those who want to take a look, but more on that later. The point during this 30 days to better back challenge is to give tips and tricks that anyone can do right now at home with things that you already have. Now, tomorrow's email will discuss the top household chores that absolutely wreck your back and how to do them properly. Remember to keep moving, and tomorrow is a brand new day. I'm Dr. Lance K. Ewing, wishing you a great day. We'll see you on the next video and podcast.